Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Selling with Corey, where we do these sit down chit chat videos. You follow me on my print on demand journey, give me advice on what I can do to make things better. And today we are going to go ahead and we're going to talk about what I'm pretty sure my problem is with my SVG files that I'm selling, that I have had 2 customers now have a problem with. So I'm pretty sure I have it figured out. Last week's video, when I started talking about the customer that had an issue, they recommended this lovely program. It's a Cricut design space. I guess it's a program that a lot of people who use Cricut use. And they recommended that I uploaded the SVG files to this in order to see if they work, which is part of how I figured out the problem. So I did take that first image that I had a customer have an issue with. I uploaded it to this and I was like, it's kind of weird how it's not giving me anything. Like, I can show you it. This is not what I was selling, by the way. This is just something that I have been using as a kind of reference to what was happening and the kind of picture that I had on there. So I go to upload. As you can see, I've already been playing around with it with pictures for this video. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to attempt to upload that SVG file. So I have this here is our SVG file. So it says it's a large image. So this is the issue that everybody has been getting here, where it says it contains following items that are not supported and it's unsupported image type. Import anyway. So if you click continue, literally I have let it sit here before for like 10 minutes and all I get is like a white screen. Now, I don't know if that's because of the fact that the image is supposedly way too big for this, but literally all I get is this white screen and it never does anything after that. But like I said, pretty sure from a whole crap ton of research I've done at this point, I figured out the problem. So when I started having the problem with my second customer and I'm communicating with them back and forth through Etsy to figure out what the issue is, I started looking it up and I started Googling it. Now, full disclaimer that I did not put at the beginning of this video. I do not own a Cricut. I have never used a Cricut. I have no idea of anybody who owns a Cricut or uses a Cricut. So I do realize at this point that that is kind of at a disadvantage for me because of the fact that I don't own one, so I don't know how they work. And the fact that I am creating digital designs that I am advertising you can use on Cricut obviously puts me at a very big disadvantage because of the fact that I don't own one and I don't know anybody who does to be able to say, hey, can you test this file out? Which is why I really loved the fact that this program was recommended to me, because now I can put in my descriptions of ones that are Cricut friendly, say, hey, this works perfect. This SVG file works great with Cricut. And I can update my other listings to where I can put in, instead of it just working great with Cricut, I can put in, hey, this is I think it's print and cut file. I'll show you through doing this whole process, kind of how that looks, because I will have to delete those other 2 images I was playing around with to show you. But this is how we learn. And I am all about having a learning experience throughout this whole process. I've never sold digital items before, so this is all a learning process for me. And I want to say thank you so much to the person who recommended I download this to my computer, because literally this has helped me figure out the problem just as much as Google has. So let's get right into it. And let's break it down now that I've had this whole conversation and disclaimer about Cricut. So as you can see, I've let this go the whole time and yeah, still a white screen. So let's go to our uploads here. I'm going to delete these 2. Yes, I'm sure I want to delete them. And we're going to re-upload them so that I can show you. So we're going to upload image. Now, Cricut obviously does have multiple types of images that you can upload to them, but they're going to do different things for obvious reasons because of how Cricut works. And from the research I've done, how you use Cricut and how you want to use Cricut. So for example, we're going to do this untitled one is the SVG plain version. So you've already seen me try to upload the red rose what I would consider the complicated one, but this is going to be the simple one. So we're going to upload that. And as you can see, that uploads with no problem. So when you click cut image and then we're going to upload, it basically should break it down to where it has all of the different colors that separate. There we go. So as you can see on the side over here, which I do realize now I'm covering part of it. So now that I've made myself smaller, as you can see on the side here, each one of these itty bitty things are going to print out for you to put them together. Like I've seen videos on people layering and putting layers on to their Cricut designs. Never realized what that was. I just thought that was how the Cricut worked until I started going through this process. And this is literally showing you on the side how all of that works, how it's literally going to cut out every individual petal on this rose for you to put it together. And every single individual letter at the bottom, it's going to cut out again for you to put it together. So like I said before, this is a very simple, make that a little bit smaller. This is a very simple rose project. And this is what Cricut SVGs are designed for. They're basically designed to be simple, like layering projects for you to do, which is why this works wonders. And that's why this one, nobody ever has an issue with. So I'm going to make myself bigger here. So then let's go ahead and let me show you the complicated one, I guess you could say. So again, we're going to go ahead and upload it. You've already seen that the SVG file doesn't upload well, but we're going to upload the PNG. So the PNG file uploads no problem. Then you have the option over here of how to have it upload. Like you have simple and it automatically changes everything. And then you have moderate, which gives you more depth. And then you have complex, which gives you all the shadowing. That's why I said this is kind of wild how this works. So you hit continue, gives you the option to separate the background. I've already downloaded it to where the background is already taken off. And then you can apply it. Now this is where things get super different for a PNG file with complicated shadows and coloring versus a simple one I did of the SVG. And that's where you can do just that gray background, or you can print the whole thing. Now, watch a couple videos on this. I kind of went down into like the Cricut rabbit hole on how to do things. Again, I don't own a Cricut, but I need to know how to do certain things in order to help my customers at the end of the day. So I kind of went down a rabbit hole to figure this out. So you upload it and everything comes up just fine. We want to put this on a new canvas. So you can see the difference between these two. Make that a little bit smaller here. So you can see the difference between these two. Obviously, the simple one is going to print out through SVG with no problem. And then you've got the complicated one that at that point, you need to print that out from a regular printer on whatever kind of paper you want. If you're doing cardstock for a card, if you want to put it on a shirt or a tote bag, you have to put it on transparency paper or transfer paper, I believe is what it's called. So it's not going to be the same and it's not going to work the same. So you print that out. It prints out with like a black square around it. And then the Cricut reads that and it literally cuts around it in order to get that to be the size of what your file is, which is really cool. Like super freaking cool. But again, that's not going to work if you're trying to layer it for pieces depending on how you want to create it. I know a lot of the videos I saw, they layer it in pieces to put on like a coffee mug or to put on a tumbler. But if you're wanting to put it on like a shirt or a tote bag, like a canvas bag, obviously, or some sort of canvas, you'll have to have some sort of transfer paper to print it onto to then place it on that. So yes, like I said, kind of went down the rabbit hole with this, but it's going to help me. So I completely do not mind going down the rabbit hole because in the long run, it's going to help me to create designs that are a lot more simpler, like this rose over here. I'm going to be able to create simpler designs for people who maybe want to go that route with their Cricut versus having to buy transfer paper and doing it this route where they have to have it cut on the transfer paper and then transfer it onto whatever they have it on. So like I said, they can take this route and make things a little bit better. So some of the designs that I've actually sold quite a few of, the digital designs, I did go back into Canva and I recreated them with the simpler version of the images because I was lucky enough that the images I was using had the complex one that I've been selling and they have a simpler one. So for right now, I'm not going to do it on all of my designs. I'm only going to do it on the ones that are actually really selling well. I have 2 of them, obviously, that are selling really well, with a 3rd one that I do expect to sell well once I release it. So I do plan on releasing a simpler version of them in order to have it cut out into pieces. And I do plan on testing them in this program, obviously, to make sure that they're going to upload properly, so that my customers know when they're buying something, it's going to be able to work for their needs. I have no idea what it would be called. The fact that this particular SVG prints out in pieces for you to put together versus this PNG that doesn't. So I have no idea what that would be called. I do need to do a little bit more research into that, but kind of went down the rabbit hole with the Cricut. The Cricut is actually really cool. Like, more power to people who are creating roses or, you know, little figures like this and have to put each little piece together for it. Like, holy cow. I would mess up. Like, no way. Those pieces would never fit right for me. So more power to the people who are doing that, because y'all are crazy accurate to be doing it. I saw some videos. They were crazy accurate videos. So yes, this is what I've learned. Now, as I learn more in the future, we might have more videos like this. But I wanted to share this because I was very proud of myself for figuring out what the problem was, that apparently the SVG files and the Cricut machine does not read out the shades and the different coloring of the more complicated rose, but they'll read the more simpler rose design image a lot better. So in the long run, it only helps me more in the future. It helps me to help my customers. It helps me to create designs because I can now make those designs that are friendlier for the Cricut users that want to purchase them to use on their Cricut machine. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I was able to educate you on something with this. Like I was able to educate myself because I thought this was freaking crazy that this was the problem all along, and it seems so simple, but it's very complicated at the same time. And yeah, I kind of went down the Cricut rabbit hole. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've ever used a Cricut, if it's worth it. I don't plan on getting one anytime soon, but this is definitely going to help me with my designs later on in the future, so I can make sure to make better designs for people who want to use it this way. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I know it got kind of long-winded there for a minute. Hit that subscribe button down below if you want to follow me on my journey, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. And I think I'm on the right path. Let me know. Like I said, it's only going to help me design my digital files for sale a lot better, and it's going to make them better in the future. So I'll see you all next time. Bye.